Today on mobile device explosion and the growth of mobile phones in India and abroad. And we have eminent panel members, and I'll introduce them to you quickly, but they'll explain more about themselves. So we have Pradeep Rao. He's the head of Alliances and Solutions from Research in Motion, or RIM. We have Sharad Jaiswal. He's from Alcatel-Lucent. He's a technical manager there. So we have Ashish Gupta. He's a managing director from Helion Advisors. He's a venture capitalist. He's a man with a lot of money. So you can visit him after this panel discussion. So everybody knows that, so I have prepared some slides, but I don't think I'll go through it because we have short of time here. So I'll share the slides with everybody after the panel discussion. So we all know that the mobile devices are growing rapidly. So you already see that a lot of folks are carrying the smartphones, and since we have RIM representing here, I mean, RIM has become a consumer device. It used to be an enterprise device several years ago. Now we can see that a lot of folks are carrying RIM devices, and not necessarily in the enterprise market, it's even in the consumer market as well, consumer segment as well. And the growth of broadband, I mean, it's rapidly growing. It's I think one of the venture capitalists said that mobile broadband growth outpaces any other platform. I mean, if you compare PC or any other, I mean, other telco, non-telco stuff. So mobile broadband seems to be outpacing every other platform. And a few estimates that by 2020, mobile devices will be the primary internet devices for most people in the world. That includes India. Impact on the ecosystem.
I mean, well, smartphones and tablets, I guess, because they're rooted into phones, so they wrote the first killer app, which was just voice calls, but from there, I guess they basically become they allow, in some sense, a very immersive content consumption experience. They have the potential for creating a very immersive content consumption experience for millions and millions of people. I mean, even if you look at maybe somewhere down the road, large portions of emerging markets and so forth, simply as the cost of hardware comes down and so. This sort of personal device which lets you consume content in this manner is definitely going to have create major changes in the overall ecosystem. And because I think from a business perspective, that is something that's going to be major. I think from a technological perspective, things will also change because these devices are still primarily designed to be consumption devices and not so much for creating content or doing highly productive things. But as they take off, the software ecosystem and perhaps even the hardware ecosystem will also evolve to allow non-traditional ways for content consumption creation. So you would no longer need maybe a text keyboard or a mouse to create a document. Maybe there will be visual ways of creating content. Maybe there will be spoken ways of creating content. And I think they will perhaps lead to technological shifts that are really the horizon right now.
I think we all know that, I mean, there's a head-on, I mean, there's a race between these OSs. And I'm sure, I mean, you all have different opinion on which OS will win. But we can take that question later.